kind of cover. I will say.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so.
yeah. So but I think it'll be a good time to move to the next topic because I think this is very appropriate. So, man, this is the last Phase 4 project, Will.
Yeah.
And just reflecting on what I mean, I guess we can say it's nothing new. I mean, people have been saying this, but Phase 4 has been mixed.
Hmm.
I am like, I am like, I mean, like, I'm torn because I never liked Phase 2, but I have to agree that it's like it did lead to the Infinity War saga.
Hmm.
So I want to hear like what do you like about Phase 4? What you didn't like about Phase 4? Go ahead.
Um, I liked that on certain projects, it felt like they were giving directors a little more like freedom to do
Hmm.
their own thing.
Yes.
Um, I liked uh, the TV shows. Like at least I liked the like concept of having the TV shows that supplement the films.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Quality wise, it really felt like it went downhill.
Yeah.
Like before Phase Four, I would always say like the worst Marvel movie is just okay. Like it's not, they're never bad.
Hmm.
But then in Phase Four, there were like a few projects at least that I like thought like were bad, like that I have no interest in ever watching again.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think I can say that like the second half of Phase 4, because
Mm.
yeah,
I don't know. It's Black Widow. Like it
yeah,
started with Black Widow, and that
yeah,
was a bad sign.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I like Black Widow gave me the action and like just I don't want to get into too much Black Widow, but like I I think it was a movie, and like it delivered on certain aspects, like in terms of action and just performances, and it gave us Elena, who a
Yeah,
character
it
I
had
like.
every film had like pieces that were good.
Yeah, yes,
Um,
it's
but
like
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, well, we'll get into like the two big things that hurt Phase 4, and I think if we got this
Hmm.
like with Phase 4, I agree. I think the beginning was strong, like not like strong. What was it? It was a good start with WandaVision, and
Yes.
then I really enjoyed the 2021 Marvel movies. I think they were like it was hit and miss, but I mean in terms of projects, we can debate which
I
is good or bad.
yeah.
Um,
I like
but
Shang Chi and Spider Man.
yeah, that's true. I mean I'm roping Loki and WandaVision
Oh yeah,
as
no,
well.
I wasn't even talking about the TV shows, but
Yeah,
yeah, I would
yeah,
include WandaVision and Loki in the good half of 2021.
yeah, yeah. And then if we're just like, I guess we should discuss the movies. Like in terms of movies, I think this was not the strongest in terms of movie quality for the faces of Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Definitely
I
not.
like it's only three. Like really, like you and I like is Black Panther, Spider-Man you mentioned, and Shang-Chi. I feel like
Hmm.
those three exceeded expectations.
Yes.
I feel like, and then yeah, like Black Widow was like odd start for a Phase 4 movie. Um, and then Eternals just didn't deliver as a like a ensemble picture. And,
Right. Yeah.
like I wish that was a Disney Plus show because we
Yeah.
had so much of the flashbacks we saw in the movie. I just thought it made sense to make it Disney Plus show. But anyway,
Hmm.
I want to say that because that was be part of my Disney Plus conversation when we get to that. And then Doctor Strange 2, um, Into the Multiverse Madness was I will say it, like, you don't like it, but I
Right.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it because of the director. Because you brought up the director, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. They let him do his thing for better or
yeah,
for worse.
yeah, for better or for worse. And when then we get to Thor: Love and Thunder, that's where I'm like, yeah, don't ever do that, please.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, and then we get to Black Panther, and like it was more serious, and it despite the very hectic and troubled production that movie had to deliver,
Hmm. Yeah.
you know. Um, but yeah, I brought up pace in the specials.
Hmm.
Like the pacing was so over the place with these movies.
Yeah.
The reason I like Shang-Chi and why it's like my number one, like officially my number one favorite MCU film is because it was structurally coherent but
Hmm.
focused what they're doing.
Yes.
You know, where like something like Black Panther, where like the Law and Hour was necessary, but there were just parts of it that I'm like questioning, like why we needed it. Like the Val
Hmm.
and Ross, section that people don't
Right.
like.
Right.
We don't like. It's like, what are you doing? Um, and like Thor, like Thor: Love and Thunder. When I saw the running time, I was like, what are you doing? It's like you can achieve 119 minutes, like you can achieve that hour, very cohesively,
Hmm.
like Deadpool. Deadpool is not like the first Deadpool is like only like a what half hour or so, and it does a good job of doing the origin story for that character and what it's trying to do.
Hmm.
And then where Thor: Love and Thunder is just jam packed and everything. It's just like it didn't. I Oh my god, and it's just also like I think it did the thing that people don't like, and I don't like this since Avengers: Age of Ultron, and this has been in problem in Phase Four. People has mentioned the expansion of the universe and trying to cheese this thing that's not even coming up. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
I brought up Black Panther. Like you got the Val and Ross thing to like set up this secret invasion slash Thunderbolts, which like I'm happy to see these characters, but like don't put them in a movie here, and
Yeah.
then same thing with Riri Williams. Ironheart is like, why do we need this? Because she's there to set up this Disney Plus show that's only coming in next year, and like you wasted half of the Wakanda characters that we want to see,
Hmm.
like that also is getting a Disney Plus show, you know,
Hmm.
and it was just all over the place. And then you got Thor: Love and Thunder, where we have this, the God Butcher storyline, and then you got the Jane thing, where they could easily been two separate movies, and the fourth could have easily been just the Jane story, and then
Hmm.
the fifth could have been the God one, the God Butcher storyline.
Hmm.
I just I like, and then you got the tease of Hercules, which like okay, but like where are we gonna take this thing? Like it's obviously gonna be a Thor 5, but like that's like a little up in the air really because of what happened to this movie,
Hmm.
financially and all that. But and then you got Doctor Strange, where it didn't like explore enough the multiverse, and then they just randomly put Clea in the post credit scenes like I never seen them done that.
Hmm.
It's just I never like it's same thing with arrows from the Eternals and
Yeah.
Blade. Like same thing. It's like dropping these things and it's like you don't even know we're gonna get them soon in a movie or television.
Hmm.
Um. And then what other examples? I'm trying to think. The Veil thing is sort of like that. Like because of the schedule got a little crazy
Hmm.
because we were supposed to see her in Black Widow first, but then because of COVID, we saw her first in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and like that messed up her introduction and just set up of Thunderbolts really.
Hmm.
So I just feel like. Marvel just need to focus on the story they have, and then don't worry about the setups and things in the next phases.
Hmm.
I hope when we go into phase five, I need these movies to be more focused and just time consuming on the things they're doing instead of just worrying about the expansion of their cinematic universe and future projects, really. Because it just is so distracting, and just it destroys your movie's memento or TV memento of pace
Hmm.
completely.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened with Age of Ultron. That's happened with Iron Man 2. Um, I mean, I don't want to bring Thor to Dark World, but like that had other issues. But
Yeah. No,
yeah,
they need to think of these movies as like standalone
yeah,
movies and not just like one like part of a larger
universe.
like yeah like they can be like within the universe, but they have to like prioritize the narrative of that particular movie or TV show instead of like setting up all these things that aren't relevant to like the actual plot of the thing that you're currently watching.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, and just take your time with things to make it polish.
Hmm.
Like I mean, this is a superhero channel, but like I do want to address the special effects. Like I think Marvel just needs to learn not to change the last minute as well.
Hmm.
Like because I do feel bad for the special effects team and the company,
Hmm.
and working their butts off. I mean, of course, it's been like this, like, oh my god, 11, I mean, 12, 13 years, since Iron Man, and it's like the effects are getting worse or worse depending on what project you see it. Like I was it like Shang-Chi's effects were like polished. Doctor Strange was a little more polished. Like I think out of the Phase 4 projects, I think that looked the most competent and polished effects. Where something you look at Spider-Man No Way Home, where you really see like it's like an effect. Or recently, I didn't know this, but like if you don't know how to use the Banyu, uh, this new technique that
Hmm.
the Mandalorian did, like if you compare Thor: Love and Thunder to the Batman, where the Batman know how to use the Banyu, like
Hmm.
you see it is like seamless, and you see how like just perfectly constantly shot as with the effects is really good. But then you look at Lord of Thunder with this Vanyu, it looks awful. Like the scene where the Thor and Meek or where Korg, whatever
Hmm.
the rock mean his name is, I don't care anymore. Uh, and, and then Valkyrie and Jane are in one scene. Like
Hmm.
it's obviously a green screen. It's like awful. It's
Hmm.
like, oh my god. And then I I don't know if you've seen the Ant-Man 3 trailer, but like when you see the shot with Cassie and Ant-Man's like looking at this the quantum realm, it's like it looks like a volume.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's like I think Marvel needs to put more effort to like make these shots more consummate and seamless than just
Hmm.
like rushing it,
Yeah.
But you know, same thing with TV as well. I mean, but we'll see. But I mean, with Black Panther, I thought that looked confident. It looked better than Black Panther in terms of the effects and all
Hmm.
that. But I cannot like I don't know. That's gonna be guaranteed. It could be consistent with that. So. So, Will, we are talking about the movies. I just want to hear what other things we have to mention with the movies that was a problem for you with these movies, like something we had to mention. Um, because I we mentioned now, the pace, you know, um, the push of these east, like the push of foreshadowing in the movies and projects. What else was the problem for you that was a detriment with Phase 4 movies?
I'm definitely getting tired of like the Marvel humor, I
Ah,
think.
yes,
Um,
that's a good point.
yeah.
Oh,
And
oh,
then still tired of superhero fights evil version of superhero. I was
Oh my
like,
god.
it's like they. It's mostly a problem with origin stories.
Yeah.
Um, so like a lot of the sequels didn't have that problem, but
Um. I.
like Black Widow kind of uh
Um. I.
um
I think
Eternals,
Eternals. Oh, I think
Shang-Chi.
Eternals. No, no, no. I think Eternals was literally like a Phase One villain versus villain, like similar to that. Where I think Black Widow had like at least like I don't like Taskmaster as a villain, but like I wish
It
they
was
did more.
slightly different, yeah.
Yeah, and then Shang-Chi, I like Wan Wu had
Hmm.
the rings and he had like
Right,
an army. Like it
yeah.
was used properly. Like it was like Winter
Oh
Soldier.
yeah, yeah. It could have been fine. That wasn't like that wasn't the main problem with Shang-Chi's final
Yeah,
act.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
yeah. I yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh
I feel like that criticism is definitely more for the TV shows this time around. Um,
yes,
but it's
yeah,
still a problem. It still bothers me. It's been 14 years, and you can't get past like that trope.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah. You mentioned battles. Why do we need a big like like spectacular battle? Like that's my
Hmm.
main problem for Phase Four. Like Black Widow ended like this huge
It was
like
supposed to be a spy thriller, and then they're
yeah,
like jumping out of a falling like sky castle.
yeah,
Why?
yeah. And then you get to Shang-Chi, which I defend this, but because at least it connects to the story. Like we at least built to that. We were building up to
Yeah,
Talo,
yeah, yeah. They were, but I feel like it would have been more satisfying if he had just had the fight with
with
his
Wan Wu.
father.
Yeah,
Yeah,
father. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and then Internals, like it was so big, and you don't have any of the projects in your Phase Four. Not mention a celestial being raised in the ocean. Like
right.
I, I can't believe that. And then I, it was weird. Like, are you in agreement that Spider-Man No Way Home's finale is the best one out of the Phase Fours?
It was really good.
Oh my god, that's yeah. I mean, it's good. I love that one.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, and I, I, I will say, I think the endings got better in the second half of Phase Four. Like, I think the Multiverse of Madness, I enjoyed the final act because it wasn't this big battle thing. I there was at least creativity there. Is I think Love and
yeah,
Thunder. Yeah. I think
yeah.
Black Panther is the one where it was wet. It went back to that problem again
Hmm.
for me. Despite I like Cherry versus Nemor, but it did the same thing. And
Hmm.
and then I was like, why we need that? So,
Yeah.
cause yeah. Oh my
Um,
god.
I did like that in Love and Thunder, Thor like solved the problem by talking to Gore instead of
Yep.
just
Yep.
like bashing his head in. Yeah, that was good.
Mhm. Mhm. I agree. Yeah. And oh boy. Yeah. Speaking of villains, Gore. I mean, I don't know if you have this opinion, but I will say this. We still have, a couple of not good villains, but I will say I was very shocked. We continue still from Phase Three. We still have a good amount of good villains. Like
Hmm.
I cannot believe that
Yeah, I'll
Phase
agree with
Four.
that.
You know, like um, we got the Green Goblin.
Hmm.
We got
Wenwu.
Wan Wu, who's the best one for me.
Hmm.
And then who Wanda. I know that's gonna be confidential, but I mean
I
you got
Yeah, that's her like role as a villain isn't why I didn't like what they did with her.
yeah,
Um, I can agree that she was. a good villain. I just don't think she
Yeah,
should have been a villain.
yeah, I'm with you with that, but I 100 agree with you that it's like I really reviewer. I agree what he say. Wanda is the best part, but also the worst part of Doctor
Yeah,
Strange too.
yeah. It's like everything I don't like about Doctor Strange 2 has is about like the decisions they made with Wanda, but it's
Yeah,
not about Wanda like herself.
yeah, exactly. And it's tough because he was so good as a villain. Like I love her line, like "Dreamwalk, you hypocrite," and it's like it's one of the best villain lines for her. And like, and her, telling Doctor Strange like, Get out of my way. I'm being very reasonable," and it's like, being reasonable so far, and now she's gonna be aggressively evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
that's so great, and it's just and her attack. You and I we are mixed on the Illuminati thing, but like, come on, the Illuminati versus Wanda thing is so iconic. I mean, like, just really show how Wanda is so powerful. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, it's killing me. So, and then, moving past this, it's tough. And God, the God, Christian Bale. I
Oh,
mean,
he was such a good villain. Like Gore
yeah,
was. I have no notes for Gore. I always have a
yeah,
problem.
yeah, exactly. And it's just Christian Bale nailed that role, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like the best thing about that, and Jane Foster as well for that movie. And then of course Newmore. I mean,
Yeah.
I love him. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he was just so great, and I think this would be a good time to like transition to the Disney Plus shows. Like I do like Haraway, played by Ethan Hawke. He was a good
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
another evil version of the superhero.
yeah, but
But
but yeah,
but
but
no,
at least Ethan
he
Hawke.
was portrayed well by Ethan Hawke because it's Ethan
Yeah,
Hawke.
exactly, and yeah, and of course we have to mention Amphica, Harkness.
Mm-hmm. Again,
She
evil version of the protagonist.
Yeah, but she had a great theme song, so I'm not gonna
That's true.
complain.
That's true. She's
Um,
getting her own
so
spin-off.
yeah, I yeah, it's crazy. I'm so excited for that. And then, oh my God, Audrey Plaza. I don't know. You heard the news? She's gonna be in the show.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I don't know, I've been hearing rumors that like Amy Poehler's in it. Um,
Really?
yeah,
Oh my
it's a lot of like,
God,
uh,
we're gonna have
like
Parks and Recreation reunion.
yeah,
Oh my God, I need Nick Offerman to be in that show. That would make my day.
I
Oh my God, yes, please. Oh my God, and then
feel like
like,
it's a matter of time before he's in one of these things.
yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God, he teased me. I went to a lecture in the film festival. He was
Hmm.
talking to Patrick Wilson, and of course Patrick Wilson mentioned Aquaman, and then
Hmm.
I think Nick Offerman brought up something, and or it was Patrick Wilson because he was supposed to be an Ant Man.
Right.
Um, yeah, before he dropped out, unfortunately. So yeah. Oh my God, so many years since that lecture.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we mentioned the Disney Plus, like the I think the Disney Plus villains were good, but then you mentioned how formulaic it is. The worst that was really the Disney Plus shows because
Hmm.
we had like new projects and new heroes, and that was the problem. It was depending how they executed the villain.
Hmm.
So, um, uh, s- like the what was it like the fact matchers are awful.
Oh
Like,
yeah, they were bad.
yeah, they were
Oh
really
man.
bad. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh my God. Like, oh my God. And then the Clestines, like,
hmm.
were very weak. I like there was really potential to make that good, but they didn't have enough time to really focus that.
Right.
And then what was the other Disney Plus show? I mean, yeah, it was kind of interesting. Like you got Hawkeye, but like that was like a reintroducing Kingpin. But
Hmm.
yeah, you know,
Yeah, I liked the Tracksuit Mafia.
yeah, they were good. I
They're
really like
funny.
them.
Like I don't know, they match the tone of Hawkeye really well.
Yeah, yeah. I really like Hawkeye. It fit.
It was fun. It wasn't like I don't think it was like good, but I don't think it was
Yeah,
bad either. Like again, that felt more in line with like how I used to feel about Marvel projects, where like the worst one's just okay. Like that one was
yeah,
still like it was pretty good. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
fun.
yeah. I agreed. I do think it's a good Festus, show.
Hmm.
I can agree with people that it's like forgettable, but I enjoy it. Like I don't need it to be earth shattering kind of project. Yeah. And then you got like She Hulk, and then like I
Yeah,
don't. I mean I don't know what She Hulk was doing. I mean it didn't have a villain. I mean you got the intelligence, but like it's like they didn't even commit to that. So
yeah. You kind of got Titania.
yeah, I like her. I I just wish, and I think this is where I want to bring up now with the Disney Plus shows. I think there were certain projects that needed to be a movie, and then there were some that I feel like maybe should have been special presentations.
Hmm.
And I feel like the She-Hulk show like should have been like a special presentation.
I don't know.
I
I think
feel
it
like
should have been a TV show that was just written better.
yeah, no, that's true too. I
Like
don't.
I think the character lends itself really well to like a half hour like show,
Yeah,
but
that's
they just
yeah,
didn't know what they wanted to do, or
yeah,
they didn't handle a lot of the aspects of the character well.
yeah.
Mostly the
That's
fourth wall breaking, but
yeah. Oh God. Yeah, yeah. Oh boy, that is a nightmare.
mhm,
Yeah. Well, I guess a good example of like what like should have been a project. Like I mentioned, the Eternals being
mhm,
like a Disney Plus show. Like that needed
mhm.
to be a Disney Plus show. I never. I think
Yeah,
it should not be a movie.
yeah. But I
Um.
think Moon Knight could have been a movie,
Yeah. But
or
I
Miss Marvel could have been a movie.
I think Miss Marvel had should have been a movie because I just like it was a good show, but it just I really felt like it didn't have enough material
Hmm.
to
Yeah,
be a six-part show, like
yeah.
Loki or Hawkeye or such,
Hmm.
where because I agree with you, I think Moon Knight could have been a good movie, but I think the showrunner did a really good job of pacing that show very well.
Yeah, I liked Moon Knight a lot.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It was just the finale, but it
right.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the best. I mean, it wasn't the worst finale we saw in Disney Plus show. So
No, but that's a low bar.
yeah, it's a little boring. But I mean, like we have WandaVision. I thought that was such a great experimental show for Marvel to
Hmm.
do, and like
Yeah.
it succeeded until the finale. But I think
Hmm.
they at least covered what they were trying to tell.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I thought Loki was great.
Hmm.
Um, it introduced us to the big bad for Phase 5 and 6.
Hmm.
So I thought that they did a really good job. And then we talked about Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye was like a sensible closure for the midpoint of Phase 4.
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, for 2021. But and then you got Falcon the Winter Soldier, where it was very um, it was like good at the beginning, and then it just had trouble, you know, really landing things properly.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the unfortunate thing about it. So I think yeah, I just think I don't know what wouldn't say about the special presentations. I think they were a good addition for this end of Phase 4.
Hmm.
I I think there would be a good way to just use this to way to introduce the character quickly, and then that's it. You don't need to use Disney Plus to do that. Like I think moving forward, they need to realize they need to pick the right character that is fit for a movie, fit for a
Hmm.
Disney Plus show, and then fit or it doesn't fit those both categories. they should
Hmm.
do the special presentation. That makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess overall, like, try to fit it in your plans of the faces because this was so unfocused. Uh,
Yep.
like, a lot of people mentioned how unfocused it was because we don't have the Avengers movie at
Right.
all.
There's nothing to like, cap it off.
Yeah,
It doesn't
like,
feel like it built toward anything.
yeah. So I'm wondering how face like because we have the Thunderbolts being our team close, cap off for Phase Five, and then we're getting back the Avengers for Phase Six.
Hmm.
Like, if the Thunderbolts do very well, I can see that, like, okay, maybe we do need the team ups being our cap offs, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like that way. And just in general, please, like, put quality over quantity. Like, I we don't need so many of these projects in 1 year, you know?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, it was like last year it was like 4 movies, and then, yeah, like 4 TV shows, or 5 if you want to count What If. Um, uh, and or and then this year it was like 3 movies, but then it was like one, two, three, like 4 new shows, or 3 new shows. I'm sorry, and then 2 special presentations.
Hmm.
It's like, and because, like, depending on your show, with the amount of episodes, is like even much longer, you know.
Hmm.
So I think they just need to calm down with the projects they have in mind, which they're sort of doing. Like, Armor Wars is going to be a movie. It's no
Hmm.
longer going to be a Disney Plus show. So, and then I think reports saying that they're trying to make Nova to be a special presentation.
Okay.
So they're at least heading the right direction. And then recently, they took off some Disney Plus dates. I think I remember correctly, off the calendars. So they're sort of backing off some projects, and sort of slimming down right now, I think. And
Okay.
I think they are well aware of what was going on, and the response that people are saying about this face, so that's good.
Hmm.
So, and I can trust them. Like, they they know people did not like this face, and it was not good. Um, I gotta say. So,
Hmm.
but yeah. But I mean, we had the best moments of Phase Four. We got 3 Spider-Mans. You know, so, and we got Wanda being one Scarlet Witch finally. We you know got Namor, and then we got a new Black Panther.
Hmm.
And we got a dead zombie Strange. So, it wasn't the worst, but it had good moments, but it was very inconsistent, fortunately. So, yeah. So, anything else to say about Phase Four? I think. Um,
I think we've said all of our thoughts. So.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Just to wrap things up, I just want to bring up news that happened. Like, I mentioned of Guardians Volume 3, the trailer.
Hmm.
So that's gonna be our last thing to discuss. What do you thought about the trailer? I thought it was, like, pretty awesome.
Yeah, I thought it looked really good. It seems like it's gonna bring Gunn's like balance of that kind of like childish humor, but with like some very like heartfelt, like emotional moments.
Yeah,
Just I was, yeah. If you like James Gunn, it looks like it's gonna be great, and I love James Gunn, so I'm excited for it.
yeah. I'm very stoked about this trailer. I'm very excited to see where we're gonna do with Rocket. I'm very excited we got more Rocket focus.
Hmm.
Since the Avengers movies, Infinity War and Endgame. So, because it was so cute to see the Weasel, hugging
Yeah.
Rocket. So that was kind of cool to see in the trailer.
Hmm.
Uh, and of course seeing Gamora, finally after
Hmm.
Endgame. So that was kind of cool. And the High Revolution looks good. Like,
Yeah. Um,
yeah.
Did you watch Peacemaker?
Not yet,
Okay.
not yet.
All right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Just
know
sad.
he's from there,
Yeah,
right?
Chickweedy Uji.
Yeah, yeah, I'm very excited to see that, and he looks great in the costume. It's very comic accurate, so
Yeah.
that's cool. So yeah, been chancing to be a good villain, so that's good. So
Yeah, no, I think he will. He's a good actor, interesting character. Um,
yeah,
I think it'll be good.
yeah. Yeah, and then we got the Ant-Man 3, like Cecil Real,
Mm-hmm.
like showing the years having Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm very excited for this movie, because of Kane. I
Yeah.
I think this the only thing people are really talking about is just Jonathan Majors and
Mm-hmm.
um stuff like that. Apparently, because I could give you info, but my friend told me, the friend that works for Disney, Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he's going to be in very much in the film, and so it's not going to be this like Thanos thing. Like he's going to be a major villain for Ant-Man 3.
Mm.
Like
Yeah. No, it seems like he's the villain for Ant-Man 3.
yeah, because I was curious what we're going to do with Mordok because he's in the movie as well. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember hearing that now.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll
so
see.
yeah, I mean, there was like a leak of the first look of Mordok, and it was an interesting look, but we'll see.
Mm.
So yeah, and then I'm trying to think what other major thing that Marvel did. Oh, this was a big one. Yandu Mahana the third, who played Black Manta. Um,
Okay.
he's going to be Marvel Man, Wonder Man. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
right, right. Wonder Man.
Yes, so he's going to be that, and that's going to be a Disney Plus show. So
Right. From
from Destin Crankton, right?
right,
Daniel Destin Crankton
right. Okay. I knew
from
Daniel
Shang-Chi.
was in there somewhere, and I was trying to remember if it was the first name or the middle name.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, and they're all like two D's in a C. That's so. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Crazy. He's now like Doctor Manhattan, Black Manta. Now he's gonna be Wonder Man.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. So yeah. So I'm very excited for Phase 5. So in the future. So they're changing things, and that's good. Um.
Mm-hmm.
But but yeah. So But yeah, thank you, Will, for joining me today. Um,
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, I'm so happy it's over. Let's move on,
Mm-hmm.
and and I hope next year will be a fresh start, and we can at least have better movies and more consistent with overall with the MCU for Phase 5. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I'm very excited for the future for Phase 5. So that's at least that's um exciting. And we got a new director for Blade. That was quick. They
Yeah.
found
I
us.
saw
So
that. Yeah.
yeah. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Very surprising they got it quick, and it's going to be staying the same date. So that's good. So
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to move around the schedule, which is good.
Right.
So to speak. But yeah. So thank you, Will, for joining me today. For this awesome podcast, Will.
Yeah. Thank
Um,
you.
Yeah, and yeah, me and Will will be back. We'll be back for 2 weeks. I have a plan. I'm gonna discuss this with you, Will, after we stop doing this recording. But I think you
Okay.
will like this. So,
Sure.
okay. So thank you everyone to listening to this special Guardian of the Galaxy Christmas special / Phase 4 discussion podcast, and of course, watch out for this podcast this week. Me and Will be back very soon. Bye.